Welcome back to the UNI-T Extravaganza. Yes, this is the final episode in the series. Hope you've been enjoying it as much as I've been bringing it to you. Today in the hot seat, we've got two meters, UNI-T UT60BT and the UNI-T UT60EU. Yeah, they're basically one and the same. One has Bluetooth, one doesn't, but I thought it'd be awfully cool to have them both on the baseline, just so we can see how tight those tolerances are from UNI-T. And hey, 2 meters are better than one. It's a booyah.
UNI-T.
UNI-T UT60BT 60EU.
Well, UNI-T really likes to pack goodness into small things. Multimeters per se, these are both 10,000 count true RMS, auto-ranging, and what they call a new intelligent ADC on board. Both are rated at Cat 2 1000 volts, Cat 3 600, and they are 6,000 kilovolts of protection. That's what they're saying, 6,000 kV electric shock for high voltage. So that is some pretty sweet specs. BT over here on the right is the Bluetooth capable multimeter. If you haven't seen the Bluetooth meter software, check it out in my last review, and I think you'll be presently impressed. Both meters ship in those cool UNI-T boxes, and they both have a thermocouple as well as those standard UNI-T test leads. Ergonomically speaking, I just cannot say enough. The UNI-T standard now is uber high. One of the best in the biz, as far as I'm concerned. These things are amazing. The quality that goes into the finishing, the plastics used, the molding, everything is definitely on the high end. Another thing I haven't mentioned during this extravaganza is the fact that those selector switches are par excellence. I mean, they are tactile in feel. They have that nice clickety-click, clackety-clack, and man, they hit those ranges with authority. Love it. Another big impressive feature with the new lineup is the fact that these are both ETL rated, Intertech rated. That means safety, that means input protection. That means you can definitely take these in the high voltage zone. Both meters have a solid feel as well. These are heavy meters. They're small, but they're not light by any means. No worries about, losing them in a big wind. No, you're not going to use them as a doorstop, but let's just say they are very, very solid. All right, let's start some testing, shall we? Now, thank God UNI-T dropped the smart moniker with these meters. No, they just call them intelligent, and heck, that works for me. Nice feature for bench electronics is the fact that these default to DC volts. So when you turn it on, yes, DC volts is what you're going to start with. You can hit that select switch, of course, if you want to hit AC volts. But why? We're in DC mode. 5.000 is what we want. 5.004 is what we get with the BT. And 4.998 is what we get with the EU. So tolerance-wise, looks like that EU is just a little bit better. Now for that 10 volt, look at that, spot on. Doesn't get any better than that, does it? 10.00 volts for the BT. And lo and behold, 9.998 volts. There's that high resolution coming in just because it's under 10 volts. Wow, I'm gonna have to call this one a draw. And to give you a size comparison, yes, they are middle of the road in terms of overall size. So not too big, not too small, pretty well, perfect. This week's shout out goes to Romania, Jane Mafaci. Thanks for watching. Accessing that battery well is very, very simple. One Phillips screw with a nice threaded insert, and 3 AAA batteries. What power these units? You can see I'm using these XTAR batteries, lithium ions, 1200 milliwatt hours. Very, very nice batteries. I'm going to be reviewing these shortly. One fuse here, easy access, that's the high current 10 amp fuse, but yeah, very nice. Another cool feature with these meters is you do have that lead input indicator. So it's telling us right now where to put those test leads, one in the common, one in the voltage input. So for newbies at least, that's gonna come in really handy. And hey, even if you're a seasoned pro, it's always nice to get a helping hand. Hey, you never know, right? Okay, we're in continuity, here we go. Stock default test leads. Oh yeah, look at that, nice, latched, loud. And we have that visual indicator as well. Oh man, that's great. Let's try the ProMasters. ProMasters. Oh yeah. No worries here. And the UT60EU, yeah, just as good. Maximum output and continuity, 71.5 decibels. Diode time, here we go. Starting off with the red LED, lit, and the green, both with a forward voltage drop. The yellow, oh, it is hard to see. It is lit, but there's no forward voltage drop. The unicorn, the white, and the blue for 5 for illumination, 4 to 5 in terms of forward voltage drop. Standard diode, yes. And as you can see, we have that nice audible beep in diode mode. And again, in diode mode as well, get that constant shorting sound when those leads are stuck together. Good stuff. And yes, the diode mode was exactly the same for both units. And wow, look at that. Output voltage in diode mode, just under 4 volts, 3.96 volts. Excellente. Excellente. Okay, we're in resistance mode right now, sitting at 1 megohm. Let's just check out that resistance range speed. 9 megohm, 8 megohm, 7, 5, 3, 2, 1 megohm. 700K, 800K, 900K, 400K. Yeah, speed seems to be just fine. And in case you're wondering, on those default test leads, no resistance. 100 ohm precision resistor coming in at 100.3 of an ohm. Quick high voltage test starting at 500 volts. Let's see if the UNI-T can handle it. I'm sure it can. Here we go, 500 volts. 509 volts. Didn't even blink. All right, we're going to take that up to 1,000 volts. 3, 2, 1. And we have an over limit, which is a good thing. And look at that, sustain that high voltage for at least 5 seconds. Excellente. So at least up to 1,000 volts, this meter should do just fine. From high voltage to high current, sitting at just over 5 amps, 5.3 amps according to the power supply. Take it up, 6.4 amps, 7.5, 8.3, 5, 4-ish, very close. Yeah, UNI-T is saying 8.4 amps. Now we are approaching the 10 amp marker. Now according to the instructs, once we hit 9.9 amps, we get a audible alarm, and it should go OL once we surpass that, and yes, it does. So high current alarm after the 10 amp. Excellent. Now, as was the case with the UT60S, neither the 60EU or the BT support ambient sensor. So if you need to check temperature, you're going to have to use those thermocouples. That being said, hey, look at that. Pretty fair across the board. 19, 21, 19. So maybe the EU is out just a tad, but all in all, pretty well in range. Hey, don't be shy. Leave a comment below, and guess what? I will automatically enter you to win one of these bad boys. That's right. Just leave me a comment below. Tell me what you think the best UNI-T multimeter is, and you automatically enter to win. Giveaway will be next month, the end of August. Stay tuned for that. Take a look at the inside now. Teardown time. On the left here, we have the EU. On the right, the BT. You can see in a nutshell, they are basically identical. The only difference being the lack of a Bluetooth chip on the EU. We have some incredible input protection. Look at that, 3 MOVs, 5 PTCs. Wow. Input protection, hence the fact we've got that certified third-party safety rating from Intertek. Really good stuff. If you take a look at the high current fuse, 10 amp, that is shared with both the milliamp as well as the high current. For the low current, the microamps, it is strictly done via PTC. That's it, that's all, no fuse to replace. Both have a pretty small current shunt, and yeah, it is a little bit crowded here if you look, but take a look at those input jacks, split variety, but they do have a fair amount of space, and in terms of creepage distances, what have you, fairly good. Main chip on board is SD Micro, the SDIC SD7502. That does both the analog to digital conversion as well as the true RMS. It's a 24-bit CPU, and it's a very, very fast one. Over here at the top left, you see that is the Bluetooth chip for the 60BT, obviously missing from the other unit, but once again, good stuff. If you haven't seen that Bluetooth on display, it's really good software. It's fast, it's efficient. Probably not the most powerful in the world, but it's definitely good. Check out my other video if you want to take a look. And on the very top right of the corner, you can see that is the NCV. UNI-T does it slightly different, so they really concentrate that one corner for the non-contact voltage, as opposed to some meters that have that inlay right in the PCB going through the entire circumference. But not UNI-T. They like to do it on one side. They even label it as the NCV side over here. Opposite side of the meter now, look at those rotary selector tracks, and if you take a close look, yeah, those are greased. Good job, UNI-T. You've got some dielectric on there that will definitely help with wear and tear over time. LCD display right there. Look at that PCB. That is a fairly thick PCB. I'm curious actually just how thick that is. So we're looking around 1.68 millimeters. So a good size thickness here. Once again, that's going to help in terms of heat dissipation and overall wear and tear. Rotary selector switch itself, look at the grease on that. Even though it's a plastic-based housing, UNI-T has still thought, rightly so, to grease it because there is a lot of friction going on that selector, and man, that really helps once again with wear and tear in the long term. Good job, UNI-T. Nice soft touch buttons, and as always, really great plastics, solid molding. Job professionally done. I'm going to say I'm so impressed with the build quality of UNI-T this last couple of years. Really, really amazing stuff. Okay, put everything back together. Come back with my closing thoughts. Closing thoughts on the UNI-T UT60EU and UNI-T UT60BT. Hey, what's not to like? Yeah, this is very, very nice in terms of full feature set as well as overall operability and usability. 10,000 counts of UNI-T goodness. How can you go wrong with that? And let's not forget the fact that these are on the cheap side. BT, that has the Bluetooth feature, retails for around 50 bucks Canadian, around $39, $40 US. Man, that is a giveaway, and the EU is even cheaper. I really wish capacitance range was a little bit better. Only goes up to 10 millifarad, 10,000 microfarad, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. The fact that UNI-T has included third-party independent certification means these are not only safe, but well built. UNI-T did a lot of things right with this series, and I gotta say, kudos, UNI-T. Keep up the good work. The UNI-T UT60EU and BT gets a solid 4 out of 5 stars. Hey, you can't go wrong with either one of these meters, and I'm telling you, you're getting a major bang for the buck. Big shout out to UNI-T. Thank you so much for sending in all these test instruments for the review. You have been top notch in terms of not only providing great test instruments for the market in general, but also providing us bloggers with something to be excited about. UNI-T is a name to be taken seriously in the multimeter genre. That, my friends, is definitely a given. Hope you've enjoyed this extravaganza, and there will be plenty more coming. Thanks for watching, everybody. Till the next one, keep on testing.